The internet. Everyone knows about it. Everyone uses it. That's completely about our lives and the way the world works. We use it every day. We use it to search things up, to communicate, watch videos, buy stuff, and a lot more. We tend to share everything about ourselves. We share pictures of ourselves, food that we eat, family and friends, places we go to, and a lot more. This makes it easy for anyone to gain your private info, even info you don't share online, like your address and phone number. Even when we don't share our info, our government has ways to track us down. What if I told you there was another side to the internet, a side where you are anonymous and you can hide from the government? Some of you might have heard about it. It's called the dark web. The main tool to access the dark web is the Tor browser. Tor is just like any other browser, like Google Chrome, Firefox, or Internet Explorer, but it hides your identity and lets you access the dark web. Tor stands for the onion router. When you connect to Tor, your connection is encrypted and goes through protected dedicated servers around the globe before connecting you to the network, making you anonymous. This is a technique that is called onion routing, hence the name, the onion router. All dark web websites have the domain extension .onion. These websites can only be opened with Tor and not through the browsers I mentioned before. You may be asking yourself, why would you or anyone in that matter want to hide from their government? Well, there are many reasons to do so. The main reason, as I mentioned before, is to avoid being tracked from the government. It has been reported that the government of the United States can read our emails, text messages, and tap into our phone calls using Tor. It makes it harder for the government to spy on you, keeping your privacy. Some countries like North Korea have restricted and censored the internet. Tor allows them to bypass the national firewalls and allows them to access whatever they want. Around the world, journalists are imprisoned for reporting on the information some governments don't want the world to see. On this map, the darker a country is, the stricter they are with freedom of information. Journalists who risk their lives getting information use Tor to avoid being in prison. One good example of someone using Tor is Edwin Snowden. You might have heard of him. He is the reason we know our government has been spying on the whole world. He worked for the NSA and decided to expose them. He left a very good job and his wife for the sake of the public good. When he communicated with the journalist Glenn Greenwald, he used Tor because he knew the US government would be looking for him. After the secret went public, he was charged with the Espionage Act. You might have also heard of WikiLeaks, another good example of Tor being used. WikiLeaks lets anyone through Tor anonymously submit documents of political or historical importance that are censored or otherwise suppressed. So in other words, secret documents. WikiLeaks then analyzes them and publishes them. They have over 10 million published documents. Some examples of these leaks are airstrike videos from the US military where they kill innocent people.
Let me know when you get it. Or shoot. Light them all up.
202 traffic, 260.
Come on, fire!
And even 30,000 emails from Hillary's private server, arguably one of the reasons on why she lost the election. I mentioned being anonymous a lot. That's what Tor is built around on. This gives criminals a platform to work on. Lets them build black markets, also known as darknet markets, where services and illicit items are sold. Things ranging from drugs, weapons, credit card info, and even elephant feces can be bought. The currency used on these black markets is called Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a digital encrypted currency that can be easily transferred from person to person without a middleman like a bank. Bitcoins are usually associated with darknet markets, but they can be used in stores that accept them. These black markets aren't going anywhere anytime soon. Here are my teacher's thoughts on them.
So here's the thing with that. Everything on here has existed, will continue to exist. By getting rid of the dark net, it's not going to go away. The problem is the access. I mean, as you can see, how easy it was for you. And I think that that's the issue. God, how do we regulate it? Education. I mean, in all honesty, if you go on here and I'm not worried that you're going to purchase, my gosh, some of these pills and stuff. If a kid really wants to, they're going to get it, whether it's through a phone or whether it's through the dark net or whether it's through back channels in their community. So I don't think regulating it just to stop that is good. But I do think we need to do something. I do think there needs to be some accountability. Part of that, I think, is regulating Bitcoins. If we regulate Bitcoins, then markets like this go away. So that would be my thing about that.
In 2013, the biggest darknet market, the Silk Road, was discovered and shut down by the FBI. They even arrested the founder of the Silk Road, Ross Ulbricht, and he was sentenced to life in prison without parole. This gave dark markets and Tor a lot of attention in the media. In the past few years, the darknet even started to appear in movies and TV shows.
Can track us. Police.
No, they can't. Not if you use a TOR browser.
Is that a moment or my own?
The deep web, I've heard of that movie.
Oh, yeah, no, 96% of the internet isn't accessible through standard search engines. Most of it's useless, but it's where you go to find anything and everything.
As it got more attention, false information started to get spread through infographics with false information and YouTube videos with fake stories. All this false information and fake stories kept people away from using the dark web, which hurts Tor's purpose. More countries, like Canada, are asking for backdoors and encryption to expand their surveillance. As more countries do this, Tor will get more users and will increase its security. Projects like Tor have a lot of support from people who value their privacy, and it will never go anywhere. You can download Tor and learn more about it at torproject.org.